Now we are deep into the heart of winter, and many of you are taking a vacation. There are a few points to remember and hopefully learn along the way that can make a vacation much more safe and enjoyable. While this video isn't meant to be a comprehensive discussion of everything possible, I wanted to point out a few things that could have the potential to enhance time at the beach, mountains, or wherever you travel. You know this guy, stingray, quite popular, found in a variety of coastal waters, and what you see on the back end there is the stinger mechanism. There's actually a barb there, and this, no doubt about it, hurts like hell. And part of the reason is there's a toxin that is involved with this, and it's a heat sensitive toxin. And so one of the things that can help with the pain is to submerge the stung part in warm water or hot water, and it can help deactivate the toxin and improve pain. Obviously, a person's going to want to seek medical attention wherever you're traveling because of the risk of infection and the barb hitting deeper structures, tendons, nerves, etc. But pain will be a significant factor initially, and the time it takes to get from the beach to wherever you're potentially getting some medical care can be, well, the pain can be eased by deactivating the toxin using hot water. Oftentimes people talk about peeing on things, and I'm just going to get that out of the way right now, is do not pee on stings and bites and wounds, and we'll talk about some other options as well. Altitude, for those of you who are taking a ski vacation, can be a significant factor, particularly the sea level dwellers as they get above, say, like 6,000 feet or more on up to 10,000 or higher. A variety of things can happen, including physiologic shifts that cause mountain sickness. And a person will know that because they'll feel nauseous, tired, and have a headache. Fortunately, this will improve with time at altitude and acclimatization, but sometimes a little bit of descent, hydration, and common sense. Drinking 6 drinks on a plane, getting dehydrated, and arriving up at altitude in Denver is not going to enhance vacation. Obviously, if there's more serious signs and symptoms like vomiting, confusion, profound lethargy, immediate medical attention is required, and descent is always going to be a potentially powerful tool to help in the treatment of many of these conditions. There's also a medication called Diamox, which you want to talk to your doctor about. If you don't have a doctor, please consult one of the telemedicine physicians that are widely available in every state in the nation about how and why this might work, might help make your time at altitude much more enjoyable and mitigate the potential problems that go along with altitude living for those of you who are not acclimatized and familiar with this. And also common sense with air travel. If a person suffers a barotrauma, scuba diving, there can be some real implications in terms of flying. And so it's a complicated topic. I know a lot of places out there will certify you on the weekend to dive, and the take-home point is to plan your dive and dive your plan. Don't just jump in the water and descend willy-nilly and hope for the best. That is a pure recipe for disaster. And fortunately, they'll have a reputable dive center available in most places, and there's also Divers Alert Network, which you can find anywhere online, and also there's a phone number associated with that where you can get some advice if you have a dive-related complication and you need to know whether or not it's safe to travel. As always, you can consult the local medical personnel depending on where you are at. This is ubiquitous. The way that foods are handled and prepared, contaminated water, the temptation to eat street food. Myself, I've eaten things from vendors off the beach in Central America to my wife's chagrin, and diarrhea can be an unwelcome gift on many a trip. So there's ways to head this off the pass. Obviously, you want to enjoy and partake in the local flavors and cuisine, but some common sense regarding what to eat, not eat, drink, avoiding ice. Certain types of fruits, foods, and vegetables are more notoriously linked to travelers' diarrhea, and sometimes a little antibiotic can go a long way, but this requires some careful discussion. A lot of people will take their cousin's whatever with them, and when they have a blistering rash as a as a consequence, or they become sun sensitive and have a miserable time in Costa Rica, there's nobody else to blame but the person who did not take to heart that there are a variety of antibiotics used for different indications, different situations, depending on a person's unique underlying health. So I wish I could give you a concrete answer here, but the bottom line is talk to your doctor. Very simple to get a prescription or two to take with to make this issue less of a problem. My dad and father-in-law love these things, and there are some issues obviously with this related to food poisoning, but what I wanted to get at was the shell, the issue with the shell. And there is a bacteria called Vibrio that lives in water and is profound to create some toxic, significant infections, particularly for people with underlying problems like liver disease or kidney disease. It can cause catastrophic results with tissue dying, large blisters, hemorrhaging and forming on the extremities that are injured, and this requires a specific cocktail of antibiotics. So I know I have a lot of patients that travel who aren't in the best health and they have some significant underlying problems, and we talk about that before they go, about how to mitigate the risk and what to potentially avoid. I freaking hate snakes. There's no way around it, but these are ubiquitous in the world, particularly in some of the coastal waters. There are tons of sea snakes. Unfortunately, their mouths are quite small, and they're not likely just to swim up to you and clamp onto your thigh. But if you do get bit by a sea snake, keep in mind that they have likely a neurotoxin that can cause delayed problems. So even though the bite may not be terribly painful and there may not be a lot of symptoms early on, use caution. If you are bit by a sea snake, please consult a local professional to discuss what can be done, what should be watched out for and monitored, and this could potentially save some catastrophic results. Talked a little bit about diving. I can't stress enough to use caution. If you're a new diver, if you're just getting certified for the first time, really think hard and long about whether or not you want to go down to 160 feet. The complications and the risk go up with depth. There are a variety of things, including nitrogen narcosis, barrel trauma, improper rapid ascent that can rupture the lung, can pop the ear, can cause squeeze phenomena in the sinuses, in the eyes, face, teeth, intestinal tract. There are a variety of things that just, when a person's rushed through a weekend dive certification program, or even whether they're even certified, there are some things that can really have a long-term impact on one's health. So use caution, use common sense, and if you're going somewhere that's a dive destination vacation, consider taking some classes and getting certified before you even go. I hope you found that helpful. Again, this is not comprehensive. I just wanted to give you a few nuggets to take with you on your winter travels. As always, be safe, be well, and don't hesitate to consult your local friendly health care professional, and take use of telemedicine. You can do this online, on your phone, on a device, pretty much anywhere in the world. Have a fantastic week.